levies, Food and Drug Authority levies, and levies for all other government services. Visit ghana.gov.gh to fill your forms and generate your invoice. For more details, call 0302 216 000. CBG, we stand with you. But Riverman Productions goes back to the studios, oh no, to the theater actually, because in partnership with Joy FM and the National Theatre, Riverman Productions is back with Uncle Ebuwai's latest mind-blowing play, Devil's Wife. Meet Zoe, beautiful, rich parents, a star in her own right, but three men who made the mistake of falling in love and marrying her died on the wedding night before they could consummate the marriage. And meet Reverend Kweku Kum, intelligent, beloved pastor, and a rising star in his own right. But the girl he was going to marry 5 years ago died a few days to the wedding. And now Reverend Kum is determined to marry Zoe. Someone must die, but who will it be? Devil's Wife shows on September 4th, 5th, 11th, and 12th at the National Theatre Accra at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. each day at 80 Ghana cedis. All COVID protection protocols will be observed at the show, and tickets are available at front desk of Joy FM, Shell Shops at Airport, East Legon, Tema Community 11, Achimota and Dansuman. Total filling stations at Bachona and Hacho. Say cheers at Accra Mall and Frankie's at Osu. Now, the tickets can also be bought online by simply dialing star 713 star 5 hash and follow the prompts. For inquiries, call 0505 546 010 or WhatsApp 0505 546 030 or email us at info@rovermanproductions.com. Sponsors Total Family Health Organization, Daffin Finance, GHQR powered by Ghana Interbank Payment and Settlement System, GIPS, Joy FM, Hits FM, Joy Prime TV, and Daily Guide newspaper. Get your Riverman tickets for Devil's Wife now. Riverman Productions, be the difference. But ever dreamt of visiting 8 European cities in 10 days? Well, courtesy the Power of 8 cruise with Adansi Travels and your cruise people, you can visit iconic places like Santorini, Mykonos, Athens, Rome, and many more this August in just 10 days. And this trip covering 3 countries, namely Greece, Turkey, and Italy, is scheduled for the 28th to 7th of September, and it's only $3,500 per person or $6,900 per couple. Your flight, luxury hotel accommodation, meals, cruise experience, and many more are all covered. Plus, you get visa support from our Dancy team. It's our 8th anniversary, and we can't just keep calm. Join the 80 people exploring 8 cities in the 8th month of 2021. You deserve this, getaway as you've worked hard for it. Visit adansitravels.com for package details and booking. Call us on 055 6310404 or 0595 500 817 to book. Adansi Travels. Feel life's beauty. On our previous show, we broke the news that the Auditor General had just released a raft of new reports. Now, today, we'll feature details from another of the reports. This is the report of the Auditor General on the public accounts, public boards, corporations, and other statutory institutions for the year ended 31st December 2020. Now, according to the Auditor General, Ghana Airport Company deducted over 7.5 million cedis from staff salaries towards staff welfare and individual insurance policies for the period May 2019 to December 2019, but failed to transfer to the various fund accounts. The Architectural and Engineering Services Limited, AESL, the government consultant, deducted about 15.9 million cedis of Ghana Revenue Authority taxes and Social Security and National Insurance Trust net contributions after the end of 2019, but did not pay the funds to GRA and SNIT. On today's show, our searchlight is on state-owned enterprises and how they manage businesses in which the state has interest. Stay tuned for more. All right, so welcome. And Corruption Watch is sponsored by Danida in collaboration with our partners, Ghana Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana, Ghana Integrity Initiative, Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition, and the Africa Center for International Law and Accountability, and multimedia platforms Joy FM and Adum FM. Our social media handles on Facebook, Corruption Watch Ghana, Twitter, Corruption Watch, or at CW Ghana, Instagram, corruptionwatch_Ghana, YouTube, Corruption Watch Ghana, and our website, corruptionwatchghana.org. You can contact us on 055 22 00033 or on WhatsApp 055 22 00033. Hashtag Wanamoni or Ghana Abre. And on Corruption Watch today, we'll feature what's new and the anti-corruption school segments. Our distinguished guests for today are the Director General of the Internal Audit Agency, Dr. Eric Odrosai, and Beauty Fanati, Executive Secretary, Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition. Now, Dr. Eric Odrosai will be joining us virtually, but the batch of reports released by the Auditor General includes one on the public boards, corporations, and other statutory institutions. The details in that report include how the management of some companies belonging to the states, that's Ghana, sat on workers' pensions and taxes in breach of the law. These companies include Ghana Post Company Limited, Ghana Airport Company Limited, Graphic Communications Group Limited, the New Times Corporation, probably known as Ghanaian Times, the Architectural and Engineering Services Limited, that's a government's consultant. As we have stated previously, our firm belief is that the Auditor General's report has gone through due process. Management responses have been sought. Therefore, we're only going the extra mile when we try to get reactions from the persons or institutions indicted. We try to get responses from these institutions and individuals in question, but to no avail. Now here is a Corruption Watch report read by my colleague, Raymond Aqua.
So, Winston, it must be stated that many of the findings we are discussing relate to 2017, 18, 19 financial years, even though the details are captured in the report with the Auditor General on the public accounts of Ghana, public boards, corporations, and other statutory institutions for the year ended 31st December 2021. Now, let's look at the trends. Before we touch on the specific findings, it is important to give you a broad picture so that we can set it and put it in the right context. The Auditor General reveals that the total financial irregularities found in this round of audit at public boards, corporations, and other institutions stood at 12,856,172,000 as at the end of December 2022. This is the highest amount of irregularities discovered in this category of public organizations in the past 5 years. Cash irregularities, procurement irregularities, stores irregularities, and contract irregularities all increased well above the 2019 levels. The Auditor General said that the operational results and financial positions of the public corporations and other statutory institutions during the period under review could have been healthier if there had been effective supervision of the scheduled officers in charge of these various units. Consequently, and I quote, "I reiterated my advice to managements to strengthen their internal audit units to ensure effective and efficient internal control systems." The report proceeds to say that I also recommend that managements should establish and strengthen the audit committees within the organization in accordance with the Public Financial Management Act 921 to ensure that audit recommendations are duly implemented. This is according to the Auditor General. Specific cases. The Auditor General also highlighted specific cases of financial irregularities, including those committed by some state-owned enterprises. At the Ghana Post Company Limited, the Auditor General discovered from a review of the 2018 payroll that the company deducted a total of 3.4 million as pay-as-you-earn tax from the salaries of employees, but did not transfer the amount to the Ghana Revenue Authority. According to the Auditor General, the conduct of the company is as a result of management's override of the tax laws, especially Section 114 and 117 of the Income Tax Act 2015, Act 896. It was recommended to management to, quote, ensure that the total tax of 3.447961 is paid to GRA as soon as practicable. Now, in addition, the Auditor General indicted Ghana Post for breaching procurement rules when it made purchases amounting to 266,000 on 18 payment vouchers without obtaining alternative quotations from other sources, thereby defeating the purpose of ensuring value for money. Furthermore, it was discovered that Ghana Post breached Section 7 of the Public Financial Management Act when they paid an amount of 48,625 to an HR consulting firm without proof of work done. The amount was paid in 12 installments from January to December 2018, but a quote here, management was unable to furnish the audit team with a copy of the contract, though it was requested through the head of human resources, according to the Auditor General. As a result, another quote, we urged management to ensure that the amount of 48,625 is duly accounted for, failing which management should be held liable. This is according to the Auditor General. Elsewhere, the Ghana Airport Company broke the law by spending beyond its approved budget without an approved supplementary budget by the board. The amount involved in the budget overrun was about 25.7 million cedis. This is exactly what the Auditor General said. We further noted that the company provided budgetary support of 1,396,982 to Aviation Social Center, a subsidiary of the company, to procure gymnastic equipment and renovation works, which was not included in the approved budget. Furthermore, the auditors noted that deduction from staff salaries towards staff welfare and other individual insurance policies, which amounted to some 7.5 million for the period May 2019 to December 2019, had not been transferred by management to the various fund managements. This is the specific word of the AG. We recommended to management to urgently make payment to all the various fund managements. Now, the report also states that management accepted full responsibility for the non-payment of staff welfare-related deductions and added that about 80% of such deductions had been honored in the year 2020. In the case of the Architectural Engineering Services Limited, AESL, the Auditor General found that a total of 15,965,058 due the GRA and the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, SNIT, was not remitted as at December 31, 2019. According to the Auditor General, AESL blamed the anomaly on debts that some ministries, departments, and agencies owed it. Now, the MDAs owe AESL a total of 30.9 million as at December 31st, 2019. The VAT component of the MDA's indebtedness is part of the outstanding VAT liability. Another of the public companies indicted in the New Times Corporation is the New Times Corporation. According to the Auditor General, management had over the years not been remitting both its own 5% contribution and the employees' 5% deductions from staff salary to the fund manager. This resulted in an outstanding balance of 1,018,311 owed the fund by both the corporation and the staff. This lapse was caused by management's lack of will to set up an independent board of trustees to ensure that the fund is properly managed, remittances regularly made, and financial conditions of the fund manager and the status of members' contribution with the fund manager closely monitored. In our follow-ups, Corruption Watch learned that the amount involved has shot up to about 1.2 million cedis, causing frosty relations between workers and management. At the Graphic Communications Group Limited, where the Auditor General examined accounts for 2017 and 2018, it was discovered that there were delays in the payment of Tier 2 pension contributions on behalf of the employees of the Graphic Communications Group Limited during the year under review. The AG said that management admitted cash flow challenges during the year as the main reason for their inability to comply with the provisions of Act 766. However, the AG cautioned delays in the payment of employees' pension contributions could lead to sanctions of 3% compounded monthly on the unpaid amount. This could also lead to employee agitation should it become known to staff of Graphic Communications Group Limited, which could negatively affect their operations at the company. Wisdom.
Thank you very much, Raymond Akwa, for bringing us that Corruption Watch report. Now let's get to the Anti-Corruption School segment right now to get a deeper understanding of the issues. And it's my pleasure to welcome the Director General of the Internal Audit Agency, Dr. Eric Odrosai. Dr. Odrosai, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning.
Great, and let me say good morning to you also. Beauty Mefanati, Executive Secretary of the Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition.
Good morning, thank you.
I'll get to you shortly, Dr. Rico Drosai, but Beauty, tell us, what's your general comment on the findings in this report of the Auditor General?
Thank you very much, and thanks, and good morning to your listeners. The findings are a little disheartening because over the years, our expectation is that some of these irregularities will minimize given our attention that has been created in terms of the reports so far generated by the Auditor General. And I just want to use this opportunity to congratulate the Auditor General for the timely release of this report and the findings that we are discussing today. Why am I saying that it's disheartening? Because some structures have been put in place. Previously, as we all know, we were not having the timely release of the audit reports. So there were a lot of excuses, and then even when people go to Public Accounts Committee, there were challenges in terms of when these reports are made available. But for some time now, the Auditor General has been able to put this report out, and the institutions have also availed themselves in looking at some of the citations that have been put in place. So we expected that systems would have been created to minimize, if not completely, remove these irregularities from this institution.
And talking about these irregularities, which of them strikes you the most?
All of them are striking because when you look at the Public Financial Management Act, clearly, in terms of managing of funds, you would expect that funds are management according to the Act. So, for instance, where employees, for instance, I think that of the Post, the Ghana Post, where employees' resources, funds are deducted, and then employees do not even realize that it's still sitting in there, without the needed attention given to that. For me, that creates a problem. And I believe that if these employees who genuinely knew that these funds are deducted from them, I'm sure there will be some staff agitation.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me just find out from you before I get to Dr. Udrosai. What will you think workers of some of these corporations, play to prevent such infractions from occurring, maybe recurring? What role can they play?
Oh, they have a lot to do. In terms of workers, I believe it's time that every worker gets interested in the institution's audit report. So I would encourage all these institutions who have been cited, the workers should take interest and see internally what are the measures they can even put in place to prevent that. I'll later share some of our work in relation to this and some of the capacity challenges we also identified in the field.
Okay. Dr. Rico Drosai, we look at the cost of these irregularities, and we've seen that it's been increasing. What's your take on the astronomical increase in irregularities contained in this report on public boards and corporations compared to that of 2019?
Thank you very much. Let me say good morning, Madam.
Dr. Drosa, if you could kindly reposition yourself so we can hear you well. That seemed to be.
Can you hear me?
I think it's better now. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me say thank you to your listeners and then greet Madam Emeka. I think the worry, but I am surprised because all these things are avoidable. They are avoidable irregularities because anyone who understands the public finance system will tell you that structures and systems have been put in place, except that we are not allowed the structures systems to. For instance, before internal audit, it is expected the various public institutions would empower and strengthen the internal audit, working with audit to ensure that those systems are working.
Dr. Ikodrosa, we're still having the breakages. I don't know, but
Is it okay now?
I think it's better now.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that we have systems and structures in place that is expected to support efficient financial management.
Okay.
One of them should be the internal audit units. Now, these things are happening in these institutions because they have not strengthened their internal audit units. They are not working with the audit committees to ensure that these control systems are working. That is why we are seeing the figures. The figures are alarming.
You are the Director General of the Internal Audit Agency. And so for these institutions that are not strengthening their internal audit units, what are you telling them? What have you been doing about it?
The Internal Audit Agency has been doing a lot in the past. When I assumed office, I noticed that most of these institutions do not really support their internal auditors. So we restructured the internal audit system. We reconstituted their audit committees, and now they are working as required. But let me also say that the Internal Audit Act of the Republic of Ghana is on its own a challenge to effective financial management.
Why?
Because these internal auditors in the public board and corporations are not staff of the Internal Audit Agency. They are staff of the individual institutions. And it is these institutions that manages their conditions of service. So it is difficult for the internal auditors to even apply the brakes when they see irregularities. Because after applying the brakes, it is these same people who will determine their conditions of service. So until and unless we amend the law to bring all of them under an independent institution so that they can have the independence and objectivity to be able to put the control system in check, we continue to see these infractions happening.
So normally, what role will the Internal Audit Agency play in keeping these corporations and enterprises in check?
The first one is that we would expect them to submit their annual plans to us. And then on a quarterly basis, we would expect the internal auditor to conduct an audit of the control systems within the organization and discuss the report with the audit committee and make it available to us. Where there are infractions within the first quarter, the audit committee would have to pursue management to ensure that they implement the recommendation and rectify them before the external auditors come. But it seems to me that these systems are not working as required. And they are not working as required because they are not getting the support of management to enable them to deliver on their mandate. So from where we sit as Internal Audit Agency, we started naming and shaming, and we are working with SIGA to ensure that they comply with the required standards.
Now, do you have any personal knowledge of any steps taken in respect of the Auditor General's recommendations to their respective companies and corporations?
Yes. As soon as the external auditor released this report, I convened a meeting of the chairpersons of all the audit committees across the country. We have tasked all the audit committees to get the internal auditors to prioritize follow-up to ensure that the heads of these institutions implement the recommendations. But Winston, let me also mention that details of the weaknesses in the system that led to these infractions are indicated in another document called the management letter. These are not made public. It has been made available to the audit committee, and they are pursuing them. So a year today, we will see that the infractions will reduce.
Great. I'll come back to you shortly, but let me get to you.
Okay, so in terms of the recommendations, I think they are in place. In terms of where, for instance, for the Ghana Post, where they are supposed to do the needful by paying these monies as expected. And you could see some of these monies we talked about relate directly to staff. But it's the issue of compliance, which Doc talked about, which is always the challenge. because sometimes nobody monitors the implementation of the recommendations. We have done some work in terms of monitoring the implementation of these recommendations at the MMDA's level. So Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition, Ghana Integrity Initiative, and Send Ghana, as part of a consortium, monitored these recommendations between 2017, 2018, 2019. The structures to address all those recommendations, most of the assemblies were able to do that. And I am happy to say that by the time that project ended, the implementation had increased to about 80%, which I believe that is because somebody has taken active interest. And we had trained citizen groups at these district levels to engage in the monitoring of the implementation of those recommendations. So I believe that if we can also apply same to the state's corporation, so that it's not just that the report is put out there, we are alarmed by the level of infractions, but we are also taking interest to monitor that these infractions or recommendations are implemented by these institutions. Again, I also like to mention in relation to what Doc said, in terms of the capacity of the internal auditors and then the ARICs. When we look at the, especially the ARICs, our work also took us on the field to monitor in terms of how the PFM Act is being implemented at these assemblies. And surprisingly, the ARICs who were appointed, the audit committees, previously ARICs, now audit committees, the membership were not trained. And we found it so strange and disappointing. People were just, the committees were inaugurated and then asked to do their work. So there was no training in terms of for them to even know their role. There was no proper training for them to even understand the implications of their work and all that. And that, for me, was disappointing, because you can't give somebody a role without preparing them for. And we felt that if we are able to support these audit committees with enhanced capacity, and then they also have the independency and the resources to work, a lot of these infractions would have been minimized even before the external auditing is done. And which is why I also support Doc's call that how do we strengthen the internal audit so that, because, Wilson, when you say internal auditing, it is when the resources are being abused directly. By the time it comes to the external auditing, it's like the money and the resources are gone.
Okay.
So you are looking at posts. But if you have stronger internal auditing system in place, it means that we are putting in place a very strong preventive mechanism, which is one of the things that the National Anti-Corruption Act is promoting. So it's important for us the National Anti-Corruption Plan, is promoting. So it's important for us to strengthen the system to prevent, so that we are not talking about when the act has already been committed and then money has already been wasted. And to be fair, when we say auditing is not 100%. Auditing only samples a certain percentage of the report. So you can imagine if we were doing 100% auditing, or we were doing...
well, that's why the internal auditors are there.
Yes, but I'm saying that the capacity is already a problem. And as Doc said, there's already issues with the internal auditing. So we have to strengthen that, to do a lot of prevention than to look at when we are now going to enforce and prosecute.
I'll come back to you, Doc, because you released a list of institutions which breached the rule on submission of internal audit reports and plans. Graphic Communications Group and New Times Corporation were on that list. We'll be finding out what's happened to their respective cases after these few messages from our partners.
What would you do if you have the choice to do anything in life? Build your dream house, take very good care of your family, and plan for a comfortable retirement. Plan a befitting funeral for your loved ones when they depart. How would you live if you knew there was a friend waiting to support you on all of your life's choices?
You have such a friend in Glyco Life Insurance. Glyco Life has all the plans to meet your life's needs. Your child's education, your life savings, your mortgage, funerals, redundancy, and your retirement, and takes the burden off your shoulders. So go ahead and live life to the fullest today with Glyco Life Insurance plans. And remember that all our policies are hedged against inflation. Talk to Glyco Life on 0302 218 500 or 246 142. Also visit our website at www.glycolife.com or any of our branches nationwide for more information.
Glycolife, we cushion you for life.
Glyco, we cushion you for life.
Wow, wow, wow. Hope you have heard, oh, rent to own now in Ghana. The Plan City Extension Project Rent to Own Land and House Ownership Scheme by the Ningo Pram District Assembly and its partners, supported by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development and the UN Habitat, are right here in Ghana. So be smart, oh, because where you trade and live really matters. Apply now and own a home or a fully serviced land. Wait a minute, oh. Don't forget to join our affiliate housing cooperatives also. Special offers last up to October 31st, 2021. Call us on 055 55 30 300 or 0577 911101 and 055 70 54 635. Website newaccra.city. Plan City Extension Projects, shaping Ghana's urban future.
To handle fire caused by LPG, take the following steps. If possible, turn off the regulator on the cylinder to stop the gas from causing more fire. Immediately, call the fire service. Do not try putting out LPG fire with water. Instead, use fire extinguisher. Children should immediately call for help when they smell gas or notice a fire. Remember, never place a cylinder to a source of heat or use a stone to stop a leaking cylinder. A message from the National Petroleum Authority.
Liquefied petroleum gas. Liquefied petroleum gas. Use it safely and wisely.
Morris, Babyface, what you say now? Money, Africa money, I got the jump on fuga.
Coffee in your cup. Enjoy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
All right, so welcome back, and this is Corruption Watch on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. We'll get to you shortly, and this morning we're joined by Dr. Eric Udrosai, who is Director General, Internal Audit Agency. Beauty Mefanate is Executive Secretary of the Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition. They're telling us more about the Director General's report. I'll get to you shortly, Dr. Eric Udrosai, and find out whether, those entities, that's the Graphic Communications Group, New Times Corporation, complain about breaching rules, whether they've indeed rectified those situation, that particular situation. But look, the ultimate +1 promo is here, rent to own by cities and habitats, and under the Plan City Extension Project, grab your house and get an additional room with a rent to own land and house ownership scheme under the Plan City Extension Project. Yes, be smart. You can live in the rent to own, state-of-the-art but affordable and secure cities and communities that breathe. Live in a carefully engineered city. The +1 promo offer lasts up to 31st October 2021. Terms and conditions apply. It really matters where you buy your house or commercial property. And the partners include Cities and Habitats, Ningo Pram District Assembly, supported by the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, the UN Habitat, and others. Be smart. Join our affiliate housing cooperatives now for special benefits. Call or WhatsApp now 0555 5303 0557 911101 or 0557 054635. Visit our website, newaccra.city, or the Project Management Center on the Central University Campus, Mucho Pram Pram. The Plan City Extension Project shaping Ghana's urban future. And text messages on the Super Morning Show is brought to us by Glyco Critical Illness Plan GSIP. It's in your best interest to survive. And at Glyco Life, we believe this is the time to protect your future with our life insurance policies, and our products are designed to offer you peace of mind, especially in this COVID-19 era. And so to our policyholders, your claims are very important to us, and we advise you to visit our offices or Glyco Life website, glycolife.com, to lodge your claims for prompt service. We're surviving COVID-19 together, so please pay your premiums via your chosen mode of payment or by Momo on 0591 441473 or by e-premium for your micro-insurance to safeguard your policies. Our call center team is ready to support you, so call us on 0202-222-113 for assistance or contact us via our digital channels. We care for your safety, so all our offices are implementing the Ghana Health Services recommended COVID-19 protocols. Please practice social distancing, keep safe, and trust Glyco Life to cushion you for life. But as usual, now the theaters are open, the stage is ready, COVID protocols intact, and all set for the first of its kind, funniest open-air theater, Something Must Kill a Man, played by Latif Abubakar. Join this entertaining comic experience on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of September at the Plus Labadi Beach Hotel by dialing *447*1092# for tickets. Rate 80 Ghana cedis. Tickets available at Joy FM, Koala, Airport Shell, and Bachuna Total, or call 0571 900 Something Must Kill a Man is brought to you by Labadi Beach Hotel, Graphic News App, and TCL Ghana, powered by Joy Entertainment and Globe Productions. Okay, so let me get to you, Dr. Eric Odrosa. We were talking earlier about, what you had actually written to the Daily Graphic New Times Corporation on adhering to stated rules. What's become of that? Have they complied?
New Times Corporation complied, Graphic Corporation has also complied.
Dr. Odrosa, we can hardly hear you. If you could speak up a bit for us, we'd be grateful.
Hello?
Yes, I think it's better now.
Okay. I think Graphic Corporation has also complied.
Okay. So they've both complied. Okay. Well, I think we're trying to see if we have Dr. Eric Odrosa on Zoom so we can hear him. Okay, so let's see if we could get him through Zoom, and that would make it easier for us. But while we do that, what are your suggestions for enforcing the recommendations of the Director General?
Okay, so my suggestions for enforcement are: one, we need to ensure that the preventive mechanisms are put in place to minimize these infractions. And then two is for all of us to take interest in the implementation of the recommendations. For instance, previously we talked about the tribunal that will focus on this. I don't have the current update on that tribunal. Perhaps Doc may have that update, but I think that if we are also enforcing by sanctioning perpetrators of these acts, that also serves as a natural deterrent, because if these keep recurring and nobody is punished, what it means is that it becomes a free-for-all. So sanctioning is also important, even as we are putting in place the mechanism. So we need to put in place sanctioning, and also encourage the Auditor General to enforce the law in terms of the surcharge and disallowance. I think that is something that the Auditor General has the power to do. So we would like to see more of that put in place, so that people who have committed these infractions should be able to recover these monies back to the states, and then, if possible, punish also for the crime. So if we're able to put all these measures in place, I believe that in future we'll see less of these infractions being recorded.
Thank you very much, Beauty. Yes, Dr. Odrosa, you're telling us about the Graphic and New Times Corporation situation. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much. I think they've complied with everything. In the case of the New Times Corporation, we provided them with an internal audit support, and we restructured the audit committee system. So now they are all working, and would expect that their 2021 report will look better. But with these current Auditor General's recommendations, we are still working with their audit committees to ensure that the recommendations are implemented to the letter. It's good for the public to know that once the Auditor General has finished with his work, it moves into the domain of the internal audit agency to work with the audit committees and the internal auditors to pursue these institutions to implement their recommendations. But again, Mrs. Emefanate indicated that the Public Financial Management Act anticipated the establishment of a financial tribunal. Because we are under a constitutional government, we do not have tribunals. But what I know has been established is the financial court where these crimes are normally tried. But again, with the establishment of SIGA, the State Interest and Governance Authority, these public boards and corporations come directly under the management and supervision of SIGA. So the Internal Audit Agency will work with SIGA and the various prosecutorial institutions to take the matter up. Madam Emefanate also mentioned the issue of surcharges and then disallowance. I did not see a lot of that in this report. And indeed, I was expecting the Auditor General to use those powers to surcharge and disallow. But I can also understand the Auditor General, because if you surcharge without the appropriate evidence, it will be difficult for you to win in court. So all the third party will do is go to court and then set it aside. So I would encourage the Auditor General to move a step further to get the third parties who were not part of the audit to submit their evidence, so they will appropriately apply their surcharge and disallowance powers. Because once they do that, then it gives us the powers to pursue them to retrieve money that have gone down the drain.
So finally, Dr. Odrosai, I mean, what are you going to do as head of the internal auditors to ensure that they effectively police the system more stringently and pick up corruption risk signals?
Currently, what we are doing is that, Madam, if I mentioned the capacities of audit committees, and now it's a thing of the past. Now, when we inaugurate the audit committees, we build their capacities. So what we are going to do now is to ensure that they submit the regular quarterly reports, and then also teams from the internal audit agency will pursue or will do follow-up to these institutions, especially those cited in the Auditor General's report, to ensure implementation. We have already met with the chairpersons of the audit committees. We've given them a roadmap to ensure that by the end of the third quarter, we should see signs of implementation. Indeed, we have advised that before they appear before the Public Accounts Committee, they should go with results, evidence of them pursuing management to implement most of the recommendations. So we are hopeful that by the end of the year, most of these recommendations will be implemented. But we can also assure the public that next year, the 2021 Auditor General's report will look better than what we are seeing today.
Thank you very much, Dr. Eric Odrosai, for joining us as Director General of the Internal Audit Agency. Beauty Emefanate, final thing you want to say?
Yeah, it's encouraging to hear from Doc about the measures that have been put in place to ensure that we have minimized this infraction. So as civil society organizations, we also continue to monitor this space and then also put out our findings. And we also pray and hope that the next audit report that will be put out in terms of 2021 would have some of these infections minimized, if not completely avoided.
Thank you very much also for joining us, BT Emefanate. And please note that in our own small way, we can help in the fight against corruption. All of us have a role to play. So kindly reach out to the Corruption Watch hotline 0552 2000333 or WhatsApp 055 220033. Our partners: Ghana Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana, Ghana Integrity Initiative, Ghana Anti-Corruption Coalition, Africa Center for International Law and Accountability, and the multimedia platforms Joy FM and Adom FM, and sponsored by Danida. This is the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. Stay with us.
Joy 99.7 FM. Coffee in your cup